everyone, what's up? This is H coming to you from Big Planet Comics at College Park, Maryland. Right. And this is the pull list for November 19th, 2014. I'm your host H. With me today is... You don't know your name? You forgot your name?
Billy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. And
that's putting the pressure on me.
And I don't know if you guys can see the rest, but he got on shorts. And somebody turned the heat off outside, and it's cold as hell. So I'm not sure how you're doing this today. But
I mean, it's late November. It's supposed to be cold.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cold, but you're supposed to at least have something warm on. And flip-flops. Right. Take off one of your shoes and show everybody what just one. Flip-flops. So, you ready for next week? Turkey Day and all that?
Oh, yeah. I'm not doing anything special. Oh. Actually, the only thing I'm doing special, nothing on Thursday, but Black Friday.
Well, for me, Black Friday, I'm looking for like a lot of stuff that's going on at GameStop, Best Buy. Now, I'm not going to be one of those people out there at old dark 30 in the morning trying to
I can't tell that. I'm too old for that.
But, you know, I'm mostly hunting for games. But if you're not hunting for games and you're trying to get some good comic book stuff, Big Planet's got a Black Friday special going on. And what Big Planet has, first of all, they're opening on the 28th at 11 a.m. So, no, you don't have to be here at old dark 30 to take advantage of those
You know what? By 11 a.m., most people are done their black shopping anyway.
Black Friday shopping.
Yeah. What did I say?
You said black shopping.
That sounds vaguely racial.
Yeah. So, we get any scathing emails, and I know what happened. But
how dare you? It's like, oh, what is
black shopping?
Like, you know what black shopping is.
I got an image in my head, and I can't say that right. Anyway, so Big Planet's going to open on the 28th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. They're going to have 20% off of everything in the store, plus hundreds of the trade books will be marked down to $10 each, and if you buy 8 or more, the price drops to $5.
Now, all these great series that we tell y'all to catch up on, Black Friday's your perfect chance.
Yeah, gives you a chance to catch up on Sex Criminals and Chew and Dead Body Road and Southern Bastards and so Conan and
there's a lot.
Anyway,
there's a lot.
Speaking of a lot, we got a lot of books that we want to get into this week. So I'm gonna let you start first. What's your first pick?
All right, my first pick will be actually Black Widow, featuring Anderson Cooper.
Ooh, on the cover.
On the cover. This is written by Nathan
Edmondson on the back. In the back.
Oh wow, all the way back. Okay. Yeah. And Phil Noto. Noto.
Okay.
Noto.
How was it?
It was interesting. Like, you know, basically the plot of it was Anderson Cooper was doing a report on, you know, Black Widow, friend or foe, you know, and giving both sides of the argument. It's like, you know, it's like, hey, isn't she a terrorist or a KGB spy? Isn't she part of these war criminals? But isn't she also an Avenger? Hasn't she saved the world? And, you know, giving both sides of the story, and I thought it was pretty interesting how they went about it.
So it's kind of like a expose of sorts. So, I mean, is she featured at all in this?
Oh, no, yeah, because the funny thing is, while this is aired, all the Avengers are watching it. However, she's in Somalia on a covert mission doing her own thing with the Howling Commandos.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, so she's like so she gets to come home and was like, yeah, guess what? And, you know, you just got featured on an expose, so they're going to be all up in her business. So, you know.
So her friends learn a little bit something about her that they...
Well, I think, no, it's like, it was nothing new. It was like, as a reader or as a friend, you would know it. But I guess this stuff is never in the public eye.
Right, so she just kind of got outed as a
superhero, I guess. It's like, okay.
Okay. Cool.
And I doubt she will even care, but, you know.
Yeah.
It's still pretty interesting.
All right. My first pick for this week will be Legends of Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I know, an unusual pick by Jim Zub and Max
That was funny, like, when I was looking through this week's stuff, that was the first thing I saw, and I just made a joke about it to Peter. Say, oh, gosh, is there anything worth reading? I was like, what? Legends of Baldur Gate? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, this is worth reading, actually. and you know what? Just as a side note, I saw Jim Zub and Chip Zdarsky about a month and a half ago. They were down at in Annapolis, and they were doing something it was I can't even remember what it was, but they were doing sketches. It was like some kind of a performance, and I got the YouTube video. I got to send it to you. And right now, I just can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was freaking hilarious. While Jim and Chip were on stage doing sketches, they were just telling like tidbits from things that happened to them and cons and just general stuff in passing. And dude, I got a splitting headache from laughing so hard because they are so funny. These guys, they do so well together. And right now, of course, you know they're working on the book Wayward. Oh, so okay. Yeah, if you remember the name Jim Zub, he's also doing this, and he's what's the other book he's doing? I believe he's doing Skull Kickers as well.
So what's this about?
This
it looks a bit too Dungeons and Dragony for me.
Well, it's called Baldur's Gate with the Dungeons and Dragons tagline on it, so of course it would be Dungeons and Dragony.
I don't even know what that means. Nothing to me.
Well, okay, what it means to me, because I actually played a bit of Baldur's Gate back in the day, and it's a whole lot of characters that pop up, like Minsk and Boo. Minsk is this big, huge, barbarian-looking guy with a hamster. You got Kreidel and Shandy, and yes, I know it's just flying over your head, but this is for the people out there that are watching. Actually, I would say
my reflexes are not that fast.
I understand.
Right over my
head.
It's
going to be okay. I can get you some psychological help, which I don't think will help. So, anyway, I would say for those of you out there that are Dungeons and Dragons fans, if you've been reading Rat Queens, this is not as crass. Now, mind you, remember, I'm a fan of Rat Queens, so this is not to say anything bad about Rat Queens, but if you wanted something a little more Dungeons and Dragons-y, a little bit more along the lines of the medieval fantasy out there, this is pretty much up to your speed. It's a cool book. All about the goings on in Baldur's Gate. You got a couple of the characters that are being accused of stealing a statue, and they're trying to make a deal with someone called the Fetcher. The Fetcher has his own ideas of what to do with Kreidel and his crew, but a lot of action, a lot of fighting. I thought the art by Dunbar was pretty good, pretty fast-paced, and something I haven't seen in a while in a lot of these Dungeons and Dragons comics, because there have been many over the years, and they haven't always been as entertaining. And I think the last one that I remember reading, they did the Legend of Drist, which was based on the Salvatore books. They were pretty good in comic form, but this is just something that's just totally new.
Salvatore? R.A.
Salvatore.
Oh, okay.
He wrote like a lot of Dungeons and Dragons novels.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah. And he also did a lot of Star Wars novels. That might be where you remember him.
No, I know him from like his own original work.
Yeah.
Books. It was like he does high fantasy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Yeah, he does it pretty well. So a lot of his stuff also got brought down in the comic form as well. So it's a little more digestible, even though I still prefer the long form novels.
Yeah, I read like his Demon Wars saga, which is like 9 books.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was some epic stuff.
It was.
You read the Demon? Okay, that's that's another talk.
Right.
We'll get on that.
But I'm saying it's actually I was going to say it's a lot of stuff I would really wish we could get more in comic form, like this, you know. And I'm glad that IDW finally decided to put another book out from Dungeons and Dragons. Again, if you're a fan of Baldur's Gate and have actually played the game back in the day, especially Part 2, a lot of the characters that popped up there also appearing here. Very, very good way to pick it up, Jim's good job. All right, next up, what do you got?
All right, another book by Nathan Edmiston, The Punisher.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know, drawn by Mitch Gerards. All right, so I think I reviewed the issue previously a couple of months ago. Well, probably can't be that long ago, but it felt a while.
Like it.
But pretty much the Punisher was in South America.
In jail.
In jail. He escapes. You know, he's back. All right, so, you know, he's in L.A. now. And while he was gone, apparently criminals just ran amok. All the gangs united under one.
Punisher.
No, just in general.
Okay, all right.
You know, they were like, you know, F the police.
You know, wait, hold on. Come back a second. See, now I'm starting to wonder, I mean, with all that going on, is this also maybe like a little bit of follow with what happened in Ghost Rider as well?
Oh,
because I remember something like that happening in Ghost Rider as well, so I'm wondering if that's kind of a follower.
Where's Ghost Rider taking place in?
Also in Los Angeles.
Okay, probably. Would have to be connected then.
And is it like a deal over some super drugs as well going on in this too?
No, just gangs in general are teaming up and just pretty much just like as of right now they just took over Los Angeles, bombing, like they simultaneously bombed every police station, and right at like the middle, the Punisher is back.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you know, there was like this awesome scene where like
Punisher's punishing.
Yeah, like no, like everything's in flames and the Punisher's back. First thing he does is just like take over a building and
I got it. You just continue talking.
And just, you know, pretty much like set up the lights to let everybody know that he's back.
Please don't tell me they did a Punisher signal.
Of course they did a Punisher signal.
Oh,
like, it's towards the end.
No, not the Punisher signal. Not the Punisher signal.
Yeah, there we go.
Punisher
just, you
signal.
know.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but no, it was like, yeah, that's awesome. He's back. So he's about to, like, you know, not even take names because he's the Punisher.
Yeah.
He's just there to kick ass.
I do like the cover, though. I have to admit, the cover's interesting. You know what? But like I said, you know, depending on your cup of tea for the Punisher, this is either a good run or a mediocre run.
Did we? I think we disagree on that because I put my highest Punisher is Greg Rucka.
Okay, yeah, we did disagree on that.
I'm assuming what you're what's that dude's name? Garth Ennis?
Yeah, Ennis, yeah.
Ennis, okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean I can't really fault anybody for going with Ennis. He did, in my opinion, put Punisher on the map.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think the thing with the Punisher is, as long as they do what they can to keep superpowers and capes and
I always thought your favorite Punisher was Frankencastle.
No.
Really?
No,
That's what I always figured.
No, that's when I stopped. But I always figured with Punisher, as long as they try to keep it as realistic and as grounded as possible and believable, it makes it a credible book. I think when you get too much of Punisher and everyone else mixed in, it gets a little hokey.
Yeah, it was like, yeah.
So, all right, what's next? What's your next book?
All right, I think we're going with. Actually, I think you want to do this.
No, because I got a reason why I'm holding on to that. So
then
do that
we'll
one
go
first. It's all in the plan.
The Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Part 2.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. You know, Dan Slott's still going strong on this.
Yeah.
Actually, I found out something interesting today. You were completely unfamiliar with the Straczynski run.
Yeah, I wasn't reading comics at that time. That's
okay.
I'm not even gonna take fault at that. At that time, I wasn't reading comics. So there.
Yeah. Almost all of this is based on the groundwork that Straczynski laid back in the day, with, you know, spiders being somewhat mystical totems.
Right.
You know, even though it was a funny line by Superior Spider-Man, it's like, look, shut up with that mystical stuff. I'm here about the science. All right. But you know, I liked it. I'm loving the Spider-Verse thing because, you know, I've been a Spider-Man fan for years, and there's all these little shout-outs and things that you get. You know, I love seeing Spider-Ham and Mayday Parker, and
Spider-Man, all these different
all these ones that you remember.
I think the only complaint that I had with this book was the fact that what I've been really waiting for was Peter finally meeting up with Doc Ock Peter, and it just...
I didn't even think that was going to happen at first, because I thought this was just a Superior Spider-Man story, because that's how it started.
Right, and then it started off that way, then Superior just kind of disappeared off the map for a few, and then now he's back. And I was like, okay, so, wow, there's two separate spider teams. Right, and then all of a sudden, when Peter and Ock meet up, I was expecting... Honestly, I was expecting Dan Slott to kind of go Bendis on us and just give us a whole bunch of exposition about how this all happened. Because, again, you know, we're talking about the guy that pretty much destroyed Peter Parker. And then, you know, we all know what happened, and then we're back. But that might be the part I just kind of like, okay, it was a missed opportunity, but...
I think they're going to go into that next issue.
Probably. But there's a lot going on here, though.
Yeah, that's my only complaint, is that it's really busy. There's a lot that is jammed into this issue. Yeah. And it's kind of getting hard to follow. Right, but yeah, because it's also falling over into so many books. But I think the other thing is, too, with this book, is it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier. I think what's going on is Dan Slott is still cleaning up a lot of stuff that got left behind from earlier writers. And yeah, but that's the whole point of Spider-Man, is you don't deal with stuff. You sweep it under the rug and you pray that they forget. Oh, no, we don't forget, man. We don't forget. It's like, what? What's a clone? I don't know. Who's Ben Reilly? I don't know. Now we're starting to figure all this out. And matter of fact, clones do... Oh, you really? Okay. when do Gwen? All right, if you really want to remember everything, when are they going to talk about Gwen Stacy's kids?
When are we going to talk about Gwen Stacy? See, so many, but see that I think that's the thing that's probably going to keep.
Oh, you didn't read Straczynski's run, so you missed the whole reveal that Gwen Stacy back in the day slept with Norman Osborn.
That much I do remember because that was brought up. That was brought up in another issue somewhere in another Spider-Man. That much I do remember, but yeah. So
that was bad.
And speaking of spiders, because you have to have read Amazing to jump on Spider-Woman #1, and yes, what you see in front of me is the Miles Morales cover, and we know what kind of controversy that created a couple of months ago. Which
don't see why.
It'll probably start up again, but you know what? Here's the thing: for everyone that was upset about what Marvel allowed Milo Manara to do, here's the concession. The concession is to hide it. I'm not going to say much more than that.
Well, I can't even see. I don't even know if she has a butt or not now.
But you've never saw the original art, right?
I mean, I can imagine. I know, but
no. But did you?
No.
You never. Okay.
But how bad could it be?
It was bad.
Like, what was so bad about it?
It's just the fact that a lot of people got upset because it was over-sexualizing Spider-Woman and it was unrealistic.
Right. She wears a skin-tight costume and her power base has her crawl a lot.
Yeah, but
so you're going to get that shot eventually.
It was just very unrealistic. And matter of fact, it's very comparable to J. Scott Campbell's Spider-Man.
Right.
So you'd have to see it, but yeah, it was a lot of fallout.
I mean, was it worse than that issue of Catwoman where she was like contorted to get a boob shot and a butt shot in the same panel?
It was up there. It was up there. It was up there. But it's just the fact of the matter was, Marvel's first concession to the fans was one, the takeaway I believe was 2 covers that Milo Manara was scheduled to do. And then this, because I knew this cover was coming, but I didn't realize.
Alright, who's the guy who drew it?
Milo Manara.
What is he known for?
A lot of stuff. A lot of sexualized.
Oh, really?
Covers. Yeah.
And they were shocked that this guy who's known for this draws something sexual.
You know what we're going to talk about.
This is like when Nickelodeon got mad at the creator of Invader Zim.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, so, it's like, oh, this is sort of dark. You mean you hired the guy who drew, Joan Vasquez?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, so you hired the guy who drew Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and you were surprised that his take was a little dark.
It's a lot deeper than that, though. But we don't have time to really get into it. But like I said, yeah, the reaction from fans was very bad on this book. And
was it as bad as the Starfire controversy?
Yes. And people were rightfully upset, I think. But we're supposed to be talking about the book and not the cover. Anywho.
Alright, so it's called Spider-Woman.
Right.
Even though it kind of should be called Spider-Women.
True. But no, this is about Jessica Drew because this is an immediate pickup after Amazing Spider-Man. So I will tell anyone out there that's reading, if you are about to get into this, make sure you read Amazing Spider-Man first before you grab this, because what happens here makes a lot more sense. Because what happens at the end of Amazing Spider-Man...
or Metal.
Yeah. Sorry to spoil it a bit, but everybody kind of goes in their separate directions. So this picks up after everybody's gone in their separate directions. Jessica Drew, Gwen Stacy, and Silk wind up in another dimension. Things happen.
The Spider-Woman Gwen Stacy.
Yeah. Things happen.
Not that dangling corpse.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jessica Drew pretty much tasked everyone to just make sure they I guess for lack of anything else to say, keep Silk in line, because Silk is sheltered. She's been locked up for 10 years. Now she's out. She's able to see the world, but at the same time, there's this growing danger. And plus, we realize she might be a key part to what the
inheritors want.
And of course, everything just goes sideways really, really fast. But after reading Spider-Man and then reading this again, it made a lot more sense. I'm not going to say necessarily it's not the greatest way to start off a #1, but you want to have some kind of warning going in. Yeah. If you're picking this up alone, you need to be caught up on Spider-Verse, because this definitely picks right up after Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I don't know why there's not a Spider-Verse symbol on this. Because it is a
You know what?
Spider-Verse book.
If we have some time looking through the other covers, I'm wondering if, like, on the other covers, there's going to be that. Because, again, remember, this is the variant cover. So sometimes variant covers might get treated a little bit differently. All right. Now, to finish off, since we are on the subject of new books and the women, we're going to finish this off with David and Meredith Finch's Wonder Woman.
Is this new?
New in the sense that it's a new creative team.
Alright, I'm about to say, like, issue 36.
Yeah, not new in the sense it's a new creative team. That's where I was going.
Alright.
Also new in the sense that where this picks up.
Okay, so who are they taking over for? Azzarello?
Azzarello and Chang.
Oh.
Who had a sensational run, I thought, on the book. But pretty much what happens with this book is more or less this puts everything in line with the rest of the DC universe. One of the things that I did like about the 35-issue run that Azzarello
I like the Vertigo title.
Yeah, not only that, but it was just completely isolated from the rest of the DC universe. It's like everything else that was going on, you know, through the Forever Evil and Trinity and whatever else they had going on. None of that touched this.
Yeah.
So this book by itself just puts us right back into the DC universe.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Right, but you know this is the first issue, so I kind of have some trepidation about the direction of this.
To be fair, I don't even know what's going in the DC universe now.
Yeah, but what's going on with this issue starting off?
I love how you were like, we're talking about like sexualizing. I was like, did I just see Wonder Woman in the shower?
Yes, you did. She had a towel, but she had a towel on.
All right, sure.
Come on. Sure. All right, let's show the people. So I mean, you be the judge. This versus this without the Spider-Woman logo. No, you don't get that argument. You don't. You really don't. But the whole point of this is there's something going wrong with the Earth, and this really felt a little bit more like a Justice League
Yeah,
book.
because this is not sexualized at all.
You don't get that argument.
Not even a little bit.
You don't get the argument. I'm sorry. You don't win. But just the idea of there's something going on, but
I'm not complaining. Like, I would look at this all day. I'm giving the thumbs up.
Anyway, so I mean, you got Finch's art, which you know I've been a fan of David Finch's art for a while, especially when he can get stuff out on time, and this was right on time. But you get Wonder Woman just kind of going in fist first and talky later with Swamp Thing, not realizing there's a whole lot more sinister going on, and Swamp Thing's actually on their side. And you know, like I said, this is kind of putting everything back with the rest of the DC universe. I thought it was a decent start. Again, I'm not sure about the direction of taking Wonder Woman and trying to push it back in with the rest of the DC universe. But funny thing is, this you kind of have to know what's going on in Justice League. But at least with this, I could pick this up and say, okay, I already have like a running start what's going on in Justice League. I didn't need to read this week's Justice League, which also came out, to feel like I needed to know what was going on here. So there's the difference with that. All right, so that's pretty much our picks for the week. You got anything else you want to shout out real quick before we go? Okay. All right.
I mean, just basic. How's your TV show watching going?
Oh, everything's starting to wind down right about now.
Yeah.
Blacklist wound down, so I'm done with that for the season.
That was something else.
Yeah, it really was. What else? Hell on Wheels wound down for the season as well. So next season is the last season, which I'm not gonna say like it'll overstay its welcome, but I'm ready for it to wrap up now.
Have you seen Constantine?
Been watching. Matter of fact, no, I still gotta watch last week's episode. So I still have that. Say I need to watch it though. So I need to really get into that. And yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, that's been fantastic.
When they finally stopped trying to butt kiss Marvel's movie universe, it got better. So we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.